Hey, I'm Anna from Noctvrnal, and today I'm going to show you how to sound design a scene from a fantasy film using nothing but free sound effects. Let's get started. So I'm using Pro Tools, but you can use any DAW or software of your choice. Let's watch through the scene and just see what sort of sound effects we might need for it. So we've got a bog. This is a scene from Lord of the Rings, so there's kind of fires going on as the characters are walking through this marsh. Let's see, maybe some ghostly effects, some ghoulish stuff right here. When this face comes up, maybe a low impact to make it sound scarier. And again, as this other face is revealed, we might want to have some sort of sound effect emphasizing those faces. Okay, so I've downloaded a bunch of sound effects from the internet. They were all free. So let's just start by importing some of these. Let's start with the fire. It's just fire. And this one's kind of a lighter, crackly sound. The other one has a little bit more bass. You can kind of fade this second one up just to give it a little bit more texture as it goes along. And then as they're walking along, we kind of lose sight of the fire, so we can keep the fire in there, but maybe just bring down the volume a little bit so it's not as obvious. So it's more so just emphasizing at the beginning of the scene. And it can still kind of be there in the background. Then maybe right here, right as these faces get revealed, the fire fades out so that we emphasize just looking at those faces. We can keep this marsh bubbling sound throughout the whole scene, but it's really jarring and a rather loud sound. So we can put an EQ filter on it to sort of bring down the volume of those really high notes. Yeah, let's see. So if we solo just our bubbling track, maybe if we bring it down a little bit more. Cool, I like that. And maybe we can add a little bit of reverb on that as well. Cool, and that just gives the sound a little bit of space and texture. And this one sounds like it's been recorded from underwater, so maybe this one would sound a little bit better towards the end here. All right, so now we've got our ghoul sound effects. Cool. So this one's sort of a series of different ghoul sound effects, so let's pick out just a couple of these. We've got these ghoul sounds, so let's put this one sort of at the start of the scene. And let's give them some reverb as well. Let's actually put more reverb on that and make it sound even more in the background. Maybe fade it up a little more to make it less abrupt. Cool. Let's do the same thing with the second one. Cool. And now they're just very much in the background. Great. So this is a very dry recording. Let's actually put that at the beginning. Cool, that sounds great. This last. Move it up a little bit so that it comes in right as these faces are being revealed. Cool, and then the last sounds we've downloaded are the choir sounds. So let's bring down the volume quite a bit on this one. I kind of want this one to last throughout the scene, so we can just cut it right in the middle here. and extend it by crossfading pieces of this same sound together. Cool, and then overall, this sound can start strong at the beginning, and then maybe let's just fade it down a little bit in the middle of the scene so that it's not overpowering and we don't get tired of hearing it. And then we can kind of bring it back up towards the end of the scene. Cool, so then the fade up comes in right as Frodo's realization hits, and then fades out as we end the scene. So this last sound effect is this higher pitched choir sound. So I'm going to use it at the end of the scene here, just as things start to get a little bit more spooky and ethereal. Now I like to cut the beginning and ends of sounds off because sometimes there's a built-in fade up and fade down in these sounds. I like to add my own because then I can control how fast that's fading up and down. So just a personal preference here. Cool, let's fade it out as the scene ends. Great, so it looks like we've laid in pretty much all of our ambience tracks. Let's just listen through the whole scene and see if we're missing anything. Awesome. So that suffices as just sort of a bed of ambience. Obviously, if this was an actual scene, you would need the dialogue. There's a couple lines in here. As the characters are walking, you'd want footsteps, maybe the cloth rustling, the packs and pots and pans that they're carrying banging together. Perhaps some music from a composer. So there's a whole lot of elements that are coming together, but this is at least a bed of ambience that you can use, all built out of free sound effects. Thanks for watching, and for more videos like this one, make sure you hit like, follow, and subscribe to Deity Microphones on all social media platforms. Leave a comment below on what you want to see in future videos, and the best comment will win a vlog. My name is Anna, and thanks again.